Abusive relationships. If you've ever been in one or if you're worried about someone you know being in one, this is for you. In this video, we will talk about the 5 clear signs that can help you recognize if a relationship is abusive. Physical violence or threats. Physical violence or threats are significant indicators of an abusive relationship. If your partner threatens to hurt you, even if they don't follow through, it's a major red flag for abuse. It is worth noting that all couples have disagreements. It's natural when two people with different ideas come together. But not every disagreement is abuse. The difference between a healthy and an unhealthy and abusive relationship is how they handle arguments. For example, in an unhealthy and abusive relationship, one partner might choose physical or emotional abuse. They could also make threats to exert control by saying things like, "You'll regret it if you don't do what I say," or "I could hurt you if I wanted to." This type of behavior is not normal in any relationship. In a healthy one, conflicts are resolved with communication and respect, not harm or intimidation. Emotional manipulation and control. Let's look at the next major indicator of an abusive relationship. Unlike physical abuse, emotional abuse often remains hidden. Victims of emotional abuse don't bear visible scars or bruises. Instead, the harm is internal. In emotionally abusive situations, the abuser employs emotional tactics to establish dominance. Imagine this scenario for a moment. Your boyfriend always makes comments about the way you look, your intelligence, or your abilities. Those comments are hurtful even though they're said lightheartedly or as jokes. Over time, this consistent belittling weakens your self-confidence. This type of emotional manipulation aims to make you feel small and make you crave approval from your boyfriend even more. As time goes on, your boyfriend starts to cut you off from your friends and family. Your boyfriend might say he doesn't like your family when you try to spend time with them. He might even imply your family is a bad influence or that your family doesn't care about you. Gradually, this isolation disconnects you from the people in your life who you rely on for support, making you even more dependent on your boyfriend, which makes it less likely that anyone will help you when you truly need their help. That's not all. Your boyfriend may monitor your every action. He'll check your messages, calls, and social media interactions. Doing this gives him a sense of control over you, making you feel constantly scrutinized and judged. All of these behaviors, emotional manipulation, isolation, monitoring, and control, are classic signs of an abusive relationship. In a healthy relationship, partners value each other's autonomy, trust, and maintain open lines of communication. Constant criticism and blame. This is the third sign of an abusive relationship. In an unhealthy and abusive relationship, there is a pattern of consistent criticism and blame. The abusive partner is often seen doing this whenever there is a problem or a disagreement. Over the course of time, this could lead to a breakdown of the victim's self-esteem, and after a while, the victim starts to believe that they are responsible for all the issues in the relationship. As this cycle continues, the victim may begin to internalize these negative messages and develop doubts about their own worth and judgment. The abuser uses this tactic to establish control and a sense of power over the victim. Over time, the victim will stop voicing their opinions or stand up for themselves because they fear their actions will lead to more criticism and blame. It's important to recognize that healthy relationships are built on open communication, empathy, and compromise. While disagreements are a natural part of any relationship, the ongoing criticism and blame that characterize an abusive relationship are not normal or healthy responses. Jealousy and possessiveness. Have you ever been in a relationship where your partner constantly felt jealous whenever you interacted with anyone? It didn't matter if it was a man, a woman, a friend, a family member, or a complete stranger. What mattered was you spoke and interacted with anyone but your partner. Maybe they told you to stop talking to your coworker, even though you worked well together. Perhaps they said they were uncomfortable with how close you were with your boss, who you considered a mentor. Even your childhood friend, that you kept in touch with on Facebook was an issue for them. Jealousy and possessiveness can exist to some extent in otherwise healthy relationships too. It's natural to feel a certain level of possessiveness towards your significant other because of the love and care you have for that person. Occasional feelings of jealousy can also come up in certain situations. In healthy relationships, though, these feelings are temporary. In fact, most couples will make fun of those situations and laugh about them later. But in an abusive relationship, when one person is being extremely jealous and possessive, it's a clear sign of an unhealthy dynamic. Individuals like this are quick to react with anger or suspect their partner in even innocent situations, like a simple interaction with someone of the opposite sex. The reason for this type of behavior is so the abuser can take control and isolate the victim from their social connections, like their friends, family, and colleagues. Over the course of time, this type of behavior can lead to mistrust and insecurity in the victim that negatively affects the victim's independence and autonomy. Sadly, in this kind of situation, the victim will start to believe that interacting with anyone is wrong because of how the abuser behaves when they do. So to please their abusive partner, they might cut ties with everyone. This deepens the sense of isolation the victim feels, which keeps them trapped in the same unhealthy relationship for longer. Now, compared to unhealthy and abusive relationships, healthy relationships are built on a foundation of trust, respect, and mutual understanding. Both partners are allowed to maintain their individuality and maintain friendships and work relationships in a respectful way. Intimidation and threats. Another really important indication of an abusive relationship is how the abusive partner will intimidate the victim to gain more power and control. Tactics like this aim to scare the victim and make them do what they're told by their abusive partner. The abusive partner will use scare tactics, like threatening to physically hurt the victim, physically hurt someone the victim loves, like a family member or a friend. Or they might say they'll damage something the victim owns. Maybe things like burning down the house they live in. These are all designed to intimidate and scare the victim to further trap them in the relationship. Imagine you're in an abusive relationship. In this relationship, your abusive partner uses these scare tactics to assert control. They force you to fall in line by threatening you. They might say things like, "Don't ever think about leaving me. I'll track you down and make you pay." Or, "If you ever decide to leave me, I'll find you even if I have to hurt your family to do it." Hearing an abuser say things like this can really make the victim feel scared for their life and for the lives of people they love. This can make them doubt all their actions. Through years of physical and mental torment, individuals are left so hopeless and broken that seeking help becomes incredibly difficult, if not impossible. Individuals in abusive relationships often normalize the behavior of their abusive partner and believe that the abuser's controlling, intimidating, jealous, and possessive behavior is a reaction to something negative they have done. So instead of getting help to free themselves from abusive relationships, individuals will stay in those relationships. Recognizing the signs of abuse, offering assistance, and promoting education are extremely important steps in breaking this cycle of abuse. It is important to empower individuals with knowledge and resources that can pave the way for healthier relationships. Before you go, feel free to share your thoughts about this video and let us know in the comment section below if you agree or if you think there's more signs of an abusive relationship that we didn't cover in this video. As always, spread loving kindness to all beings around you and be the change you want to see in the world. See you in the next video.